fixtures.
I think light fixtures are probably a place where we can cut some corners.
100%.
I also think rugs are a place that you can cut corners. When was the last time you got down on your hands and knees on someone's rug and you were like, wait a second, is this actually handmade?
When I was hanging out with the Taliban, and I was being forced to pray, dude. All right, it's time to pray, dude.
Oh, man.
Welcome back to Oops the Podcast.
All right, lots to unpack here.
I got something for you.
Please. Julio, I don't know where you came up with that idea.
Dude, this guy was a huge turkey.
What is this, Japan? Which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I hadn't told you about it.
No, and I also just assumed you were saving it for the pod if you were going to tell me,
Yeah.
which of course you were.
Oh,
But-
yeah. Welcome to Oops the Podcast. That's Giulio Gallerati sitting to my left.
What's up?
Today I'm wearing a hat to represent our brethren of the high seas, Poseidon's soldiers, the United States Coast Guard.
Poseidon soldiers. Did you just pull that out of your...
Sure did.
That's pretty good.
You know me.
That's pretty good.
And they sent us these hats.
Yeah,
I'm
we need
wearing
more.
one.
So we have some listeners who are in the Coast Guard who kindly sent us some merch.
Yes.
Francis looks very good in this hat.
Could I wonder if the Coast Guard does ride-alongs. Because nothing would make me happier than to do a United States Coast Guard ride-along to board one of those big tankers on the suspicion that some of those shipping containers contain either humans or drugs.
Dude, I just picture that. Like, they're like, we're going to need to see some credentials. All the Coast Guard people start showing theirs, but you don't have that. They're like, who's he? They're like, that's just our boy. What's up, guys?
He's making something.
He's
We
an
don't know what.
honorary Coastie.
Dude, nothing would be cooler to me than going aboard one of those things and opening up one of those shipping containers and then watching like 400 Kiwis tumble out to reveal like 60 bricks of cocaine. And the lead guy wearing some gray trench coat goes in with a Bowie knife. Why is he carrying that?
Yeah, and he makes you
And
taste
he
it.
cuts into it and he looks at it and he's like, just as I thought. It's not Kiwis after all.
He does a tiny little bump off the end of the blade. Oh, that's good shit.
Yeah.
You guys are going away for a long time.
Yeah. Really puts the key in Kiwis.
Puts the key in kilo.
Yeah.
Dude, I was reading a thing. This is random. I happened to pull up the cocaine map of the world.
Hmm.
Apparently, cocaine is really spreading like into markets that it was never popular in before.
Huh.
And
Where?
like Europe, it's been like really more active, and then like basically all over the world, like Africa, like people are doing more cocaine apparently.
Wow.
Cocaine usage globally was the most it's ever been.
Really?
Could be a function of the population being bigger. I don't really know if that statistic is skewed in some way. But yeah, I was reading the average prices for kilos of cocaine. Apparently in America, $69,000.
Wow.
And apparently in like Morocco, it's like $150,000.
Jeez.
So if you're looking to pick up a brick, dude,
Pick up a brick.
what a brick! Better to do it in Detroit than Marrakesh. All right?
Wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You heard it here first. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Cocaine is to me, it's like skateboarding, where I think it's cool. I think that the culture of it is cool. I love watching a documentary about someone who hikes into the hills of Colombia and sort of has the farmers' faces blurred as they stir gasoline into a gigantic drum with coca leaves and talk about how they only make $2 a day.
And it's like, oh, what good? It's like,
Yeah.
I only make $2 a day.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is no other way to feed my family.
Yeah, I am just. We are modest people.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Another thing, it was saying something like only 2% of people tried cocaine this year, or like some really low number of the American population, and I was like, damn, dude, that number's much higher in the people that I know.
Yeah. Well, we live in New York City, you know.
Yeah.
It's I think I would bet that you could probably chart a correlation between cities that have later curfews at bars and cocaine usage.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
And the fact that New York's technically 4 a.m.
I think is it 4 a.m. again? Ryan, by the way, if you're the stats that I'm pulling are from an Economist Instagram post from yesterday.
Cool.
Or in case you're trying
Good
to
source.
Wait, but dude, that's a good point.
I bet you, because New York's, well, at least when I was younger, it was 4 a.m. And many times, that didn't mean that everything closed at 4 a.m. I mean, you could go to another bar after the nightclub closed at 4, and you couldn't hear anything, but they were still serving alcohol. And often we would leave a club, not often, but sometimes we'd leave a club at 4 and then go out for breakfast.
It's crazy, dude.
It still says 4.
So it's 4. Chicago's 3, which I always thought was actually the best.
I agree with that.
Time.
I think that's the best time
Because
it's early enough to have an after party if you're really feeling frisky.
Yeah, but also 4 a.m. ruins you.
Too late. Yeah, if you do anything after the 4 a.m., bro, your life's over.
It ruins you. And 2 a.m. as Boston is, and Boston's 2 a.m., but they really often call last call and
early.
turn the lights on at 1:30.
Yeah.
Which
very New England behavior.
And I'm talking mid to early 20s. That's early. Maine is 1 a.m., which I mean,
dude,
what's the point of even going out?
Anytime I cite sort of like people being uptight in New England, my dad loves to go, they were settled by Puritans, Julio.
Yeah. Yeah. Cotton Mather. Yeah. And John Winthrop.
Johnny Winthrop.
Were we talking about this on the pod?
I don't know.
Yeah. John Winthrop. I mentioned these guys recently out of nowhere. It was a weird refresher. Anyway,
your boy.
So,
dude, you ever see those like balloons? Like the like after hours balloons? I don't know what people are sucking down out of those balloons.
The whippets?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
But it's just a balloon. It's not the like
yeah, like
it's
outside
not the rig.
Brooklyn Mirage and wherever, people just
whippets seem to be back. I never did that.
Those can't be good for you.
They just destroy your brain.
They just scramble you, right? Yeah, that's bad.
That's not
You know who was addicted to them was Steve-O.
Oh, yeah.
That was the thing he said, I think, where more than drugs, he was just like doing constant whippets. And it was that made him think he needed to go to rehab or something. I could have my facts wrong.
Don't take whippets lightly, folks.
No.
You heard it from the great himself, Steve-O.
Yeah.
Dude, so I realized I never updated you guys about the surprise for Hill Dog. I'd like to do that.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
If
please.
you're interested in hearing about it.
Please.
Okay, so I was trying to throw her off the scent. As you guys know, I told her to wear combat chic.
Yeah, Julia had wait, I think you should remind people, if they're new coming in, what the date was that you had planned.
Okay, so it was like right before Christmas time. I was going to take her to a Broadway show. I had planned it a month or so in advance. She had started saying how she thought maybe we should go to a Broadway show during our like staycation, and I sort of urged her that we shouldn't, which made her think that I was planning to take her to one. So I needed to throw her off. So she's like, are we leaving the city? I started like saying all this shit. I was like, you need to wear durable boots.
Durable boots.
And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, what is, and she doesn't really like surprises to begin with. And she's like, what's this look I should be going for? I'm like, combat chic. And so the night finally comes. We're doing the surprise. I asked her if she'd be willing to wear a blindfold in the Uber. She said no. And then at some point she goes, well, if you go pick up my like prescription or whatever, I'll wear the blindfold. Like, okay, done.
Huh.
I made a blindfold actually that's pretty good for, I mean, I don't really know how makeup works, to be honest, so this might be overkill. But I didn't want to like put a fucking blindfold on her because I thought maybe that would fuck her shit up. So I put Post-it notes on sunglasses. Forced her to put them on. Put her in the Uber. Then
That's the silliest
dude,
thing.
it's insane. So she's in the car, and I'm testing her to see if it's working by like by like pretending to like hit her in the face, like you know what I mean, like to see if she flinched, to make sure it was working. It was crazy.
You're doing that ball fake to Kobe's face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then the Uber driver had his like sounds on, but thank God it was in Chinese.
Yeah.
And anytime it started going da 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 da, like 34th Street, I started going. And she goes. She like realized what I was doing eventually, and was like, "I cannot believe the." And she's also pretty good with direction. She was like pretty accurate as to where we were as we were going. But anyway, we finally arrived to the place. I guide her out of the car, and I'm about to turn her around to do the reveal, and I accidentally like catch her on like a bike lane,
Oh boy.
like but one of the
no.
soft ones, like one of the like rubber,
Mm-hmm.
and she gets caught on it. She goes, "What?" She was like, "Are you serious?" And then we took the blindfold off, and I turned around and was like, "Ta-da!" But there was all these people who had seen her stumble, so
Oh,
the
boy.
reveal wasn't as great as it should have been because she was
Yeah.
embarrassed.
Mhm.
But we still went. We had a good time. Hot take, dude.
Was she surprised?
Yeah, she was.
Hmm.
She was like, "Oh, this is fun." Like I'd heard her talk about the show before.
You went to see Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. Oh, I left one thing out. In the car, I pretended to take a call. I was like, "We're approaching the pickup point." But I didn't say it full Jack Ryan, but I did say, yeah, we're approaching the pickup point. We should be there in like 15. Just to, like try to fully throw her off. She fully bought it, the fake call. Went to Moulin Rouge. Dude, gotta be honest. This might be controversial. We really did not like Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
And we love Broadway. And bro, because the whole show is just a mashup of every popular song from the past 30 years,
Yeah.
sung by Broadway people.
Mhm.
So the guy's like, "If you want to go and take a ride with me," dude, it's like it's outrageous, dude. It's outrageous. The songs, and they'll do it in conversation. Like a random song will pop up. Like I even pulled up the track list because I was like, this is so absurd. The song's like, "Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean," dude. It's we were looking at each other like, what have we gotten ourselves into here, dude? Like, just completely absurd. And we left at intermission, dude. We couldn't take anymore.
Wow.
We couldn't take
That
anymore.
is incredible.
Which was really fun. Like
Uh-huh.
a show going really well or going really unwell are both really memorable and fun experiences.
Totally.
Like we were like, she kept having to like hit me because we were both laughing, but like not to make like the performers were phenomenal. The
Dude,
singer.
you can rag on this.
I know, but the performers are so talented. Obviously, I hold musical theater performers at the highest caliber. But like, I don't know who thought that it would be a good idea to sing every song from the past 30 years.
It's
musical.
tourists are coming in. You know,
Is that
that's
what it is?
Yeah, that's not
like the low hanging fruit
that's
show.
that's not the original cast doing Hamilton. It's not, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
That's like the SpongeBob musical sort
Okay,
of
thank
level
you,
of
okay.
like we are bussing in huge throngs of people. It's a little bit equivalent. It's probably New York's equivalent to the studio audience that goes to see like an ABC family sitcom.
Okay.
Which I say that
I've never-
because I did that once
Oh.
Oh, I remember
in
that.
LA,
I
and it
remember
was
that.
one of the worst
But
experiences.
didn't you know someone in it or something?
No, I was part of this career exploration thing,
Ah, yes.
and we just didn't have a choice. That's what we did.
And you were like, I've changed my mind about what I want to do.
Well, yeah, I watched that and I was like, what the fuck? How are so many people watching this?
Dude.
Anyway, do you know what I mean though?
Dude, yes.
Like it's not if you were to go see a gritty drama. I remember when I went and saw boy oh boy, this is going to be tough. There was a drama about sexual assault in the church, and then they turned it into a movie.
Oh, yeah. It's with Philip
Philip
Seymour
Seymour
Hoffman
Hoffman.
and Meryl Streep.
Yes.
What's it called? Oh, dear. What's it called?
I think it has Angela Davis in it too.
Doubt?
Doubt.
Doubt.
That's exactly right.
Doubt. Gotcha.
So I saw
Doubt.
that was a play first, and I saw it on Broadway. It did not have Philip Seymour Hoffman in it, but it was great. And that is a dark, gritty, no laughs,
Oh, yeah.
2.5 hour drama. And if you were to go to that, the audience that you would see there are New York City theater goers
Right.
who live here and are dressing for the occasion, know what they've gotten themselves into. They're very pedantic, and exacting. Some of them were probably writing their own fucking reviews.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? They're
just like fully, yes. Like
Yeah.
the theater establishment. Nobody who's expecting to show up and see, I came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Like the death of the salesman crew.
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
people.
right. So,
Drama. Yeah.
I guess my point is that I don't think it's that much of a problem for you to laugh
Yeah.
at that show.
It may have been intended for children. It's possible. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't want to be a dick. I feel bad.
Why?
Like,
Why though?
but because like if somebody came to my show and just like did this to it, I feel terrible. So like it's very hypocritical of me to not give a full thorough review of the performers. Like they were incredibly talented dancers, singers, but they've been forced to sing this, whatever mess.
We go to
It's a mess, dude. It really was just a fucking mess, dude. And listen, and it's won a bunch of Tonys for like set design, and it's like beautiful, but like, dude, come on, come on.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of non-cornball musicals.
Oh, great one, Come From Away. I brought it up before.
I've
in
heard
the pod.
that's good. Yeah, that
Very
was
good.
That was good. I mean, dude, Book of Mormon was great.
Phenomenal. Lion King.
Yeah.
Even the Lion King is like for everybody, and that's incredible.
Mhm.
You know, like I don't know.
I don't have a problem with you giving what you're willing to give negative reviews of movies, right? Without qualifying them by saying, with that said, these actors clearly committed hard to their parts and memorized their lines, and the director, is up and coming.
That's a good point. Yeah, I guess I'm more willing to be more critical of other things. The other thing too, though, with the movie, it's like out of the actors' hands. Like they didn't experience the final product. They filmed it and then they saw it, so they might agree. And maybe, who knows? Maybe these musical theater people agree too, or maybe they don't. I don't know, but it is a fair point.
I'm sure that there are plenty of actors in that show who don't think that this is some crowning achievement of their career, that they are doing this because it's a very good payday.
I was thinking that too.
And yet they hope to move on to a more dynamic, subversive musical, if that's what they're into.
Right. Like maybe this is the Keenan and Kel of their career, like their first big thing, and like it'll get them a bunch of attention and they'll get put into like something they want to do more.
Funny. I mean, Keenan and Kel was so iconic.
It was
me.
great. But
I
it was,
loved Keenan and Kel.
It was amazing. I loved it too, but it was like for children. I watched it as a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Fair enough. Interesting.
Dude, I'm rocking my Bird Dogs pants right now. What a solid thing. And
They
I'll tell you
look
this. Somebody came over today to try to we were giving away a bunch of shit. We'll talk about it in another episode probably. But the guy came over to select the things. I was told that I needed to bring all my clothes into the bathroom because I couldn't come out in a towel with this man in the house. I realized I had forgotten my underwear. But guess what? Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Bird Dogs pants.
Didn't matter.
Built-in underwear liner. Now, I probably did that on purpose and didn't realize once I'd gotten in there that I intentionally didn't bring underwear, but I panicked, and then I looked and I saw those silky, sweet underwear liners that make underwear completely obsolete and thought, these are my dogs for life.
The Bird Dogs. I have a similar thought. Ruby wakes up so early in the morning, and I have to take her out at really evil hours, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Just awful times.
Evil Hours? Is that a
Evil
Drake album
Hours.
title?
Yeah, the witching time of night.
Yeah.
And I'm stumbling around in the darkness. I got to take her up to the roof to do her business, and I can't put on boxers and pants. So luckily, I leave myself a pair of Bird Dogs out. I slip them on, and I am good to go as she goes. So they are such a wonderful, ease of life, comfortable, good-looking pant. The shorts are amazing. The joggers are awesome. Go to birddogs.com. Use promo code OOPS. And that'll get you an authentic Bird Dogs tumbler in which to drink any beverage you so choose. Birddogs.com, promo code OOPS. Well, you're a better man than I am. I would have had no problem absolutely torpedoing that performance. If I leave a Broadway show at halftime, I'm going off on that.
Yeah, and dude, listen. To be clear, I have ultimately done that. But I wanted to just be as comprehensive as possible in my review because it could be taken as if the performance of it was bad, which is not true. The performance of this show was good. The show itself is terrible. I stand by that.
Well, it's interesting too that you say that it's all those songs because I've seen the movie a number of times. I loved it growing up. Ewan McGregor, Nicole Kidman, and I learned a lot of the songs. I remember I used to sing, Elephant Love medley. My gift is my song.
I don't even know
this
it.
one's for you. It's all it's the same sort of medleys of songs.
Got it.
But everything you just sang means that the musical is adapting
Newer
new
songs.
music. They have a different book than the film. Which okay, fair enough.
Must be true, right? Film's 1998, something like that. 2000? No,
I'm not sure.
I think 1998.
It's
1999.
It's strange too. You describe these musical theater people who, grew up, maybe went to Juilliard and were out there and they all sing kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Singing those rap songs.
It's crazy.
Reminds me of weddings that I've been to where the band will tackle a song that has a rap verse in it, and for whatever reason, the white guy steps forward to do it, and you're like, no, dude, come on, no, it's not you. Really? You're the one who does that part the best?
Which song is it usually? It's usually like Young
There's-
Hove, y'all know where the flow is going.
Totally.
That's the song
Yep.
where the guy steps out from the back of the van
Absolutely right.
and starts spitting.
That one, there's I think there's a ludicrous verse that gets sung a lot, but I'm not sure what wedding song it is.
Is it Baby by Bieber?
How's that going?
No.
I was
Baby.
13. I
Maybe-
had my
Dude,
first
to me,
love.
Baby might be
Nice.
Bieber's greatest song ever. Is that a hot take? Sorry's really good too.
No, not a hot take.
Not a bad-
Baby is a jam. I mean, that was Bieber's coming out party.
2010.
Wow.
Wow.
The little boy.
Wow.
Little
He's had a wild ride, that
Yeah.
guy.
Also, the movie came out in 2001.
I have dreams about Justin Bieber a lot.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't know why. But I have dreams that we are friends.
Nice, dude.
He's often my celebrity friend in dreams.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's solid.
Boy, I feel like I have so much to talk to you about. But I'm so great. That was good. I liked that review. Did you guys go out to dinner?
Yes. Sugarfish.
Oh.
Before the show.
Yep.
Which, I get is a place that we normally go. So I was like, is this not special? But I'm like, no, it is. Because, this is a fun night of doing, a full surprise plus something that we, like doing that's solid.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a big development,
Okay.
and I've been given permission to talk about this.
Oh, so it's juicy.
Juicy. So my beloved wife has been ailing in many different ways. There have been a lot of different things that she's been suffering from in terms of her health. Nothing scary necessarily, but just a lot of very different symptoms. And finally, she's been having a lot of knee pain. And out of nowhere, she went to see a rheumatologist who said, I think this might be this, but I'm going
Is
to
that
rule
for,
out
arthritis?
joints and stuff, I
Cool.
think. And yeah. And he said, but first I need to rule out that it isn't some kind of something else. And they took blood and determined that she has Lyme disease.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Lyme disease. Not Lyme's disease.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
It's Lyme,
It's Lyme disease. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident.
I thought it was Lyme's disease. So you told me this over the weekend, and you said Lyme's disease.
Did I?
And I was like,
I-
oh yeah, that's how you say it.
Maybe I hadn't learned which one it was at that point.
And
But
I've heard people say she has Lyme's. I've heard that.
Yeah, I know. And I wonder, it's Lyme, obviously.
Mm.
So obviously that's probably the name of the person who either discovered the disease or whatever, which if it's it would almost make sense at that point if it were Lyme''s disease. In
Right.
the way we have Alzheimer's disease or
Totally.
Parkinson's. I'm guessing that was Parkinson.
It's named after a small town
Parkinson.
in Connecticut called Lyme.
Oh, no way. That's like near where I'm from. And yeah, that makes sense, dude. Growing up, I was always terrified of ticks. Were you too?
100%.
My parents would like search through my hair.
Yeah.
Like they were a barber, like doing
Yep.
layers.
Yeah.
Like take 10 minutes.
Dude, at my school, they did it one time, and they found one behind this girl's ear.
Oh, like a deer tick?
I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't ask at that time. I was in 4th grade.
The scary thing is that the little ones are the ones
Hey,
that have
Mrs.
the Lyme.
Sanborn, is that a deer tick you found off Susanna Rosenfield's ear?
Is that who it was?
Do you see a bullseye emanating from that bite? Because if so, she's probably got Lyme's.
It was also crazy that you couldn't just kill the tick. You had to burn it off
Burn
you.
it?
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Because
Well-
its pincers stayed in you or something? Is that what it is?
I don't know why that's
Pincers?
the case. There's a whole lot I don't know, and there's a whole lot people don't know about
That's
Lyme
the
disease.
thing that's scary about it.
Yeah, and it has all kinds of crazy different symptoms, and it
It comes
stays
in waves, right?
stays in your system for a long time, and people can really suffer from it for a long time. Ben Stiller had it.
Yeah, I've known some parents and friends who've had it as well.
Yeah. So that's the new development. Now, she's been kind of trying to put on a brave face about it, and I really admire her and commend her for that. But, she gets down about it sometimes. And so I was thinking that it might be fun to throw her a literal pity party. Wouldn't that be fun?
Kinda, yeah.
Throw her a party where we all feel bad for her.
Would she actually think that was funny?
I think she would. I think a pity party would be fun.
I agree.
We like to throw parties. You've never been to a pity party, have you?
I'm not.
You kind of, I don't know what you do. Maybe we have a moment where we all say something that makes us feel bad for her, or maybe you bring a gift that kind of just makes things worse. I don't know what it would be.
You just go, hey, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my uncle had
Play Evanescence the whole time, or some kind of Celine Dion. I don't know what it would be, but it would just be a pity party, a celebration of your own of sadness, sympathy gathering for
That's really funny,
for her.
man.
I think that'd be fun. A pity party
If she's on board, I'm down, bro. I'll
could be
there.
fun.
I'll be at the pity party, dude.
I think that'd be fun. We'll have to plan that a little more. If anyone has any ideas for a fun pity
For a good
party
pity
thing,
party.
please toss them our way. Now, can I put out another call to action for our beloved audience? Because let me tell you something. Through the course of our podcast, Julio, you have been the recipient of some incredible things from our fans.
Have I?
That hotel you stayed at
Oh,
in
yeah.
Panama,
Yeah, that's true. That was good.
various.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think a spa. Didn't you go to once?
Yeah,
Or-
I got a spa gift certificate. Then I also was driven from Fort Myers to
Yeah.
Miami.
I mean, the list just goes on and on, right? Now, I can't, for some reason, I can't think off the top of my head, but I know I've received other things as well. But here's what I need help with, guys. We are trying to furnish a condo that we purchased, and furniture is fucking expensive.
Dude, you gotta go. Or is that all you're gonna say about that? I don't know that that's been talked about in the podcast.
I know, and I don't want to get too far into
Okay.
it. It's in upstate New York in the Hudson Valley. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to say where it is.
Okay.
But we we purchased this, and it's going to be sort of our like getaway, place as we continue to live in New York City. But it was a big thing, and we need to furnish it. And it's not huge. It's only a 2-bedroom place. But boy, oh boy, couches, light fixtures. What the fuck? You gotta put light fixtures in? What are those?
Dude.
What's a light fixture?
Piece of sugar out
I
of me.
thought lights just came in a place.
Agreed.
I didn't know doorknobs. All this bullshit, man.
Dude, what is a light fixture?
All right,
Is it the hole? I don't even know. I don't know.
I think it refers to probably all the stuff.
Everything involving the light, including the hole.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, it's in the same way, and this is a Matthew Broussard joke. It's in the same way that we refer to the entirety of a woman's anatomy as her vagina,
Oh, gosh.
when in fact that is truly only just the opening or whatever.
Got it. The
Um,
fixture.
Yeah. So anyway, light fixtures and couches and chairs, dining chairs, a dining table, pendant lights.
What is that?
Those are the lights that hang down, smaller ones.
Oh, like, okay.
But we'll have 3 of those over the kitchen island, you know?
We got a couple of those.
If you work for a company that sells nice furniture, Jesus, I gotta tell you, I need help, right? If you love me, please God, say that you're buying a couch for yourself and ship it to me. I need that employee discount. I will shout out the brand. I will do posts on Instagram, whatever you want. Help me, because this is really starting to add up, man. And we haven't bought anything really, but Jesus, do you know something? Jesus, I am, dude.
What is this pivot?
God
Just did a full
help
pivot.
us if we ever have to furnish a fucking house.
Oh, God.
Because, dude, let me tell you, this whole light situation, all right, it's the lights. You would not believe how many lights have been made.
For your house? Or
No,
in general?
just over the last,
Over the
let's say,
millennia?
150 years.
Ever
since electricity.
Okay.
You go onto Etsy or, you know, any eBay fucking, there's a website called First Dibs, which is a collection of, you know, vintage but also new stuff, and they sell antiques but also whatever, all kind of handmade shit from individual sellers and also retailers and things like that. Where if you just go into, like, if you search light fixtures, 180,000 results.
Oh, my God.
180,000.
So how do they cost so much?
Well, there's a huge range. You know, you can buy them for nothing.
Right. But then
You
they
can
look like
buy them
shit.
for nothing, but you're getting crap.
So maybe you can get one that looks nice but is crap. That could
Well,
be the
that's
solution, bro.
kind of where I'd like
no one
to
will
go.
ever suspect you. So you got the rollie on your wrist, bro. Get some cheap fucking light fixtures.
I think light fixtures are probably a place where we can cut some corners.
100%.
I also think rugs are a place that you can cut corners. When was the last time you got down on your hands and knees on someone's rug and you were like, wait a second, is this actually handmade?
When I was hanging out with the Taliban, I was being forced to pray, dude. All right, it's time to pray, dude.
Oh, man. Dude, I'm telling you, the variability in this shit, because you can get a rug for, you know, $50.
Yeah.
Or you can pay $200,000
For,
for
like-
a handmade Persian rug that was the prayer rug of the Shah of the
Totally.
Ottoman Empire, and it's
Right.
been preserved immaculate. You know, it's just insane. Light fixtures, like fucking man, chairs. The Frank Lloyd Wright, probably the most famous architect of the 20th century. Form follows function. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
The Guggenheim.
the Guggenheim,
Yeah.
and you know, Falling Water was his famous house.
The
I
Glass
think.
House.
Yeah,
Right? Was
he
that him?
he did a ton of furniture,
I believe it.
and you could buy his
I
chairs
think
and
he has
shit.
stuff in like the Met and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really know. Look, let's just say this: we're going per my wife's vision. We are going Art Deco / farmhouse chic.
Oh God. Does that mean you're gonna have a giant rooster sculpture
Yeah,
in your
man.
backyard? dude?
Well, you know, like a fucking skyline of South Beach next to a gas lantern and a fucking pitchfork
Empire State Building.
instead of a couch,
photo.
6 bales of hay, you know, with a dancing salsa dancer figurine.
Storm King chic.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I'm open to anything, but listen, all these furniture places, if you work at one of them and you like us, and I would really appreciate some help. That's my plea.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Guys, every time I wake up and have a cup of Brooklyn Roasting Company coffee, and by that I mean a glass with 2 shots of our Oops Beans espresso, I'll tell you what, it makes me think everything might be right in the world.
I agree with that. Dude, the other day I woke up and looked to the left, and Hill Dog was drinking Brooklyn Roasting Company out of her signature clear mug in the bed.
Wow.
What a great way to wake up and smell the coffee.
Wow, that's nice. That's a nice sight.
Right?
It is a calming, wonderful, uplifting beverage. Our beloved Oops Coffee, Oops Blend from Brooklyn Roasting Company. They've been with us forever. We love the brand. We love their coffee. We're so grateful and lucky to work with them, and we're so happy to have our own coffee. We ask you guys to try it because it's delicious. We stand by it. This is a signature product with our faces on it. Go to brooklynroastingcompany.com, use promo code OOPSBEANS, and buy yourself some of our coffee and all the other incredible blends they have.
It's all so good.
So good. brooklynroasting.com, promo code OOPSBEANS. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You know, what you realize, right? So I'm thinking about, you see 170,000 light fixtures. I'll get off this topic, but
It's okay. I like this topic.
you see 170,000 light fixture results, right? And you think to yourself, why? Why are there so many? Why aren't there more monopolies in furniture or light fixtures? By the way, you get the same number of bed frame results, same number of dining chair results. It's like, you know, if I were to search something more, I almost want to say like sneakers. How many sneaker companies are there? How many companies in the world are there that make sneakers?
Probably not that many.
Not
But they may have made, over the years, quite a few.
That's true. That's true.
Ryan, what's up? What do
There's
you got?
924 shoe and footwear manufacturing businesses in the U.S. as of 2023.
Wow. Very
That's just the
up-to-date.
U.S.
All right.
Very up to date.
That seems far fewer to me than the amount of
Light
people
fixtures?
that are making light fixtures, which to me is absurd. I would think you would need more sneakers in life than light fixtures, but who am I to judge? So the point I'm trying to make, what I realized, right, is that fashion changes with time. You know, clothes that were made in the 1960s, people, with a few exceptions, I'm not going out and buying a new pair of jeans from the 1960s. At this point, they're falling to shreds.
Yeah. And dude, vintage t-shirts, like they've been washed so many times.
Yeah.
Like you sweat immediately in them. It's like not my thing.
For the most part, a lot clothes get thrown out or, you know, given up. Or fashion has changed so dramatically that something that was hot and coveted 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, you just wouldn't be caught dead in today. So, however, people maintain tastes, it seems, for light fixtures from every fucking decade. So there are a huge group of people that love the light fixtures made in the 1940s, in the 1950s, in the 1960s. They never seem to go out of style, which is why you end up with this gigantic trash heap search result of light fixtures and dining chairs. Does that make sense? That's my theory.
I think it's fine. Yeah, it's probably a pretty solid theory, dude.
There's no way to sift through all of this.
Dude, you need AI to design your house
I
for
think
you.
we need a fucking interior designer. But
Oh,
I
God.
mentioned that to my wife last night, and she didn't love that.
Oh, she got offended?
Yeah, because she does have taste, and her mom has a ton of interior design experience. I think went to school for it, and she's learned from her. And so I put my foot in my mouth a little bit because it occurred to me after I said this that obviously it's something she's really excited to take point on herself. And I do trust her, so I backed off the point. And I felt bad that I'd even said it.
I find it interesting that like women know who the really good interior designers are among women, and it feels like it's such distant knowledge to me that
Yes.
it's always interesting to see it. Like one of my ex-girlfriend's mothers apparently is like one of the great interior designers. Like not actually, maybe like by profession, but like other people I know who know her are like, she has the greatest eye of our generation. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. She's like, if only she would be willing to work, I'd have her design my home. I was like what? Like, I guess their house is
That
cool.
was exactly the thought
I went
I
up.
just had. Like, is she listening to the pod?
Yeah.
You know? Hello.
But dude, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I'm glad that Hill Dog is passionate about it and does it because
Where do women find the time to learn this?
I have no idea. But
where did they pick it up? Because you and I agree, we have no knowledge.
No knowledge.
I'm talking zero. I did not know that we had to buy lights.
Dude, had absolutely no idea. They
figured
seem to all know about it.
I figured I'd have to buy bulbs.
Dude, I've been watching, what's that show with the McGee's? You ever watch that show? It's like Dream Home Makeover or something.
Extreme Home Makeover?
Maybe. Just look up the Studio McGee. Dude.
Dream Home Makeover.
Dream Home Makeover. I've watched a little bit of that with her, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is how she gets it, whatever. But dude, recently, and not to change topics, because this is like a parallel thought, but I've gotten really into the show Barefoot Contessa, dude.
What is that?
So this lady, Ina Garten. Dude, you'd love it.
I know I've heard of her.
Ina Garten.
What is this?
So, dude, it's this lady who just lives in the Hamptons and, like, cooks, and, like, her kitchen is, like, so soothing. This is her. And, dude, it's hilarious. She's always talking about what she's making for her husband. And it's really, dude, it's hilarious. She's like, we're going to make some cocktails here. So when Jeffrey gets home, she's like, this is a Long Island iced tea. She's like, this is going to really put Jeffrey down. I'm like, what are you going to do to Jeffrey, dude? She makes all these cocktails for him. This is a Mai Tai. She makes 3 different cocktails for Jeffrey, dude. And
Jeffrey's a fucking man, dude.
And dude, she goes around town. She goes into Citarella and buys meats.
Yeah,
and she goes,
$400 a cut.
Dude, it's so funny and soothing. She's like, we're going to put some chives in here. These are just fabulous. And there's like 20 seasons of this show, dude. I've been watching it to go to bed. It's super soothing. Barefoot Contessa.
Oh, man.
But every mom on earth, I've unlocked this new portal of like every mom I've ever met. I'm like seeing things that she inspired in them, even style.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Cool.
And just like like I've heard people make references to it my whole life and never fully
I know
understood.
that name.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that there has to be some similar thing for interior design.
Yeah, there must be.
About.
There must be.
Because dude, this is the thing though. I don't care.
I don't really either. but dude, there are things that I don't like.
And this is why we're so difficult, because I don't care, but I don't want it to look like shit.
I don't want it to look like shit. And if you showed up and I walked in and I said, hey, have at it, surprise me. Here's your blank canvas. Let's walk in together. You blindfold me, whatever. Put some sticky notes over my sunglasses. And we'll take them off and do a big reveal, right? And all of a sudden there's a chair in the shape of a hand. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here with this Alice in Wonderland bullshit. I'm not high on hallucinogens. That's not going to be fun in quiet times. Do you know what I mean? A purple fucking hand.
What do you mean you don't like it? It looks like it's emerging from the floor.
Yeah, it's a signature piece from Fushi Kunino, who is Architectural Digest Man of the Year. Like, okay, what?
Dude,
I don't know.
I'm sweating. It's fucking funny.
I don't know, man.
I know.
I'm troubled by it all. I find it very overwhelming, but I do know that there are things that I don't like. And it makes it a challenge because I effectively have veto power, but I'm not doing any of the work, which feels very privileged.
It's possible that you know more. I think you do know more than me about furniture.
Dude,
by a lot, potentially.
Get this.
You know about couches and chairs. You have your chair you like. You have your couch that you were excited about.
But dude, the term mid-century was introduced to me yesterday.
Oh yeah, dude.
I didn't know what
I've heard it.
Fuck that meant.
It's in LA, isn't it? A lot of LA stuff. Mid-century.
I guess, yeah.
No idea.
Mid-century, Art Deco. I thought, all these things, modern, transitional. Yeah. There's all kinds of styles. And by the way, when you click on them and you sort of winnow some of these search results down based on style, you find that, you look at like 50 pieces of furniture within that style, and I don't think they have anything in common.
And they're supposed to be part of the same style?
I was like, what is Art Deco furniture? Let me do Art Deco fucking dining tables. And I looked at them and I was like, none of these look remotely similar to me.
Oh, wow.
So I could not find the common thread between them. And then if you go to the Wikipedia page for Art Deco, it's kind of broad language. I don't know that I could pinpoint what is that versus traditional. Maybe
Mhm.
maybe I could. But here's another thing, right? And this goes back to like hat tip to women or anyone really who has found a way to find time to learn interior design shit. We were looking over the blueprint of our place, right? Just the space and trying to map out what
What's
size
gonna go
couch
where?
and shit. And I'm
Sounds
like,
fun.
all right, how do we know? Explain to me what the dimensions are of our living room in this place. So she goes, okay, and she zooms in on this digital printout, and you know, they have these different measurings on lines. One says like 13 feet 6 inches, and then another thing says like 8 feet 5 inches. And I'm like, well, okay, so how do we know what it is from that wall to that wall? And she said, well, they have these tick marks, and the line that the number is written on goes from that tick mark to that
On
tick
the
mark.
blueprint?
So you have to add that. And I'm like, where the fuck did you learn that?
What
This
the
is
fuck?
Dude, it's not simple.
How did she learn that?
I just don't know.
Did she answer the question?
I almost think that it was like in the same way that our new puppy can point because it has bird hunting instincts, even though we've never coached it. I almost think that my wife was born with this.
Wait, it points like in Duck Hunt?
Yeah, it points at Kojai sometimes.
Oh, like to fight him?
Like, but to play.
Oh, got it.
She's going to go play, but she stops and points at him and then waits a few seconds and then charges at him and jumps at him to play with him. And I love that.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Very cute.
But, dude, I'm telling you, there's this innate interior design knowledge that she seems to possess, which clearly she's learned. And I think her mother being so adept at it is also where she, she said, I watched my mom design places for all these years. And I said, well, okay, I guess I didn't even realize that. But, man, I feel very lucky that we are in a family because it means we're not going to probably have to pay an interior designer, which adds
a
a lot of cost.
Dude, what the hell ever happened to you could take your grandma's couch? Remember those
That's
days?
how I lived for years,
Years.
man.
Same.
Years.
Same.
And it was only when I got into a serious relationship that I was like, oh, none of my furniture is good?
Dude, same, except my girlfriend just bought all the furniture.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. But, dude,
Thank God.
I was just rocking the same shit, just lugging it from one apartment to the
Yeah.
next. All hand-me-downs,
This'll work.
all overflow
And your apartment
stuff.
looks great.
It was okay, but I remember distinctly when months into the relationship, Sierra was like, let me tell you something. Your couch sucks. I don't even know. I don't think she said it that bluntly,
Yeah.
but she was like, you have no idea how much more comfortable you can be.
Wow.
And we went to Room and Board, and we bought a couch with an ottoman.
Wow.
So there was a place where you could sit and actually have
Put
your feet up. And as soon as we moved that in, dude, I was
over.
like, I have been living under a fucking rock.
Wow.
I had no idea how much better my life could be.
Sick, dude. Shout out to everybody open up these new doors for people.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. Oh, last thing. Audio visual.
What?
Sound systems, TVs. Shit like that.
Why don't you
Wiring your home.
Why can't you just get the TV? Are you gonna put like Sonos in and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that expensive?
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, we have to, wire the place for sound and speakers and stuff and debating. I know all this kind of is pretty high end shit, but we were sort of debating whether or not we wanted to do electronic blinds. Press a button and shades come down.
Is that insane too?
Bro,
Yeah.
we might as well buy a fucking plane.
You might as well buy another apartment.
Another apartment. The quote we got for this shit to do it all installed because, that it requires a system and you want it all centralized and they do everything for you was like a number that I laughed out loud. So, another plea. If anyone out there is an audio-visual expert who has a mastery of this craft and whatnot, I will do what I can if you're willing to offer a discount. If this all sounds very entitled, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Listen, dude, you're trying to make it happen.
We
now.
don't do this very often.
You're trying to make it happen.
We don't try to self-serve. But we,
I do it all the time. What do you
Fair.
mean?
I have no shame. If you are somebody that knows how to install this shit and likes the pod and wants to throw me some kind of a discount, I love you. We'll try to I'll promote your business on my social media if that means anything to you at all. I appreciate it.
Sweet.
I tried hitting up DMing some of these furniture companies.
Nothing.
Being like, hey, I'm a comedian in New York. I've got X number of followers. You guys ever do any collaborations? They were like, email our collaborations team at collaborations at blah, blah, blah. And then I emailed those collaborations team, and they were all like, sorry, we're not doing any more collaborations this year. It's like, dude, it's day 4 of 2023. Wow. You could just tell me I suck.
Yeah, you're like, do you know J-Lo?
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Yeah. So, well,
Well,
what a
dude,
world.
listen, at least you got a big tour coming up.
Big tour.
You know, hopefully you get some electric blinds.
We're looking good. Philly, second show is about to sell out, truly. So get tickets for that. Atlanta's about to sell out. Nashville, we added a show because the first show sold out. Come to those. And then Minneapolis, Austin, Dallas, and Chicago looking pretty good too. FrancisEllis.com, the Hero We Need tour. G?
I got St. Petersburg, Florida, January 20th. Should be some tickets for that still. Come check it out. Then I'm DC Improv, March 3rd through 5th, Washington, D.C. I got a bunch of stuff in April, too. All on my website, notjulio.com.
Facts with Ryan. Facts with Ryan.
Okay. We have, for Steve-O, he once inhaled 600 nitrous oxide cartridges in 24 hours.
Jesus.
So those are like the whipped cream chargers.
Yeah.
We do not condone that behavior.
That sounds really bad.
Miracle he's
Picture of
alive.
Yep.
By the way, the new Jackass was amazing.
It was
I don't know if
solid.
you saw it. Super funny.
What else? Justin Bieber was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2020.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
There was a website with actual pity party ideas. So here's a couple. Everyone's drinking glasses of water. There could be a journal or a large wall with Sharpies where people can write their feelings. Lots of pillows, tissues, no lights, no music, indulgent foods, and then a crying room or a screaming room. But I would personally suggest using the car. Like, have people go down to the garage and scream in the car. That's a great place to scream, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a great place to get a scream or a cry out. There are 901 light fixture manufacturers in the U.S. as of 2023. There were 924 for shoes. And then there's 28 seasons of barefoot contestants.
28?
Can you say, hold on a second. You said 924 shoe manufacturers in the United States and 921 light fixture?
901.
So it's really close.
Dude, but you got to think about this. Shoes don't make it through generations, and light fixtures do.
That, and I wonder if that light fixture manufacturing thing counts for all these people that are like putting them together in their garage and putting them up on Etsy and stuff. But I guess there are people making shoes on Etsy too. Either way, appreciate you, G. That's Oops
Appreciate
Podcast.
you.
We love you guys. We'll see you soon.